Why, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. If you don't know this voice by now, then why are you watching this YouTube video on YouTube or listening to the audio podcast on Apple Podcast or Amazon Music Podcast? What is up, guys? It is James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20, back here to do a new episode. Not a new episode, a new video / podcast for you. And this video / podcast is going to be wrapping up our 2024 Hollywood review. And you may say, yes, ladies and gentlemen, she is back to wrap up the 2024 review series with us. And, of course, it's my co-host. You know her. You love her. My mom, Marsha. So, Mom, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And just in case you guys were wondering, yesterday, February 21st, was my co-host, my mom's birthday. So, we had a very fun time yesterday.
We did.
So, that's why the video / podcast was delayed until today, Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. So, if you guys follow me on my social media sites, you guys know that's where I post all information about upcoming videos and everything to do with the my YouTube channel, as well as the podcast. So, that's right. We are doing our Halloween Horror Nights 2024 review Part 3, where we're going to wrap up the series with the 4 scare zones and the 2 shows. And one of them we did not see because it was exactly the same as last year, which we'll get to it when we get to it. So, Mom, are you excited that we're finally wrapping up 2024?
Yes.
So,
I'm very excited.
And then we'll talk about at the very end your overall thoughts about this year's event.
Mm-hmm.
So,
got it.
If you guys are ready, Mom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the final part, aka part 3 of our Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2024 review. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start with the scare zones. So, this year there are 4 scare zones. And the first one is usually the same scare zone that they do, where it's the chainsaw guys. Chainsaw guys, girls and guys. That's what I was trying to say. I got a little...
And some professional ones, too.
And some professional ones, yes. So this year, the scare zone was themed Chainsaw Punks. They were basically these... punk rock wielding chainsaw maniacs with masks and mohawks. So that I thought was pretty cool, because every year with the Friday at the Park, they always do chainsaw guys, and they always change them up to a different theme. What did you think about the punk theme this year? Did it work? Did it not work, Mom? What do you think?
It worked. I mean, it was interesting. Like, different colored hair, different outfits. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, I was surprised at how good this was. I really did enjoy it.
And they scared me. They were chasing me to the next, scare zone.
Yeah, so here's the description for the scare zone. It says, get ramped up for a night of terror as soon as you enter. Chainsaw-wielding punk rockers with masks and mohawks will choose you on you. So... yeah, I really thought it was good. I love the chainsaw guys and girls every year at the beginning of the park. They don't have the go-go dancers anymore. They got rid of them
a while back ago, I think.
Yeah, their last time they were there, I think, was, I want to say 2015.
Because people were stopping there and congested.
Yeah, the front of the park. Yeah, there's a whole backstory to it that I'll get to when it was the final year for the Go-Go Dancers. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I really thought it was good. Didn't really have any complaints. Mm-mm. So, your score for this, Mom, what did you think? Even though we just saw it the opening night, they were still good.
Really good. They were scaring guests into the next area. They were chasing me. I give it a 5 out of 5. It was great.
Yeah, I really cannot complain. I have to give them a 5 out of 5 too. And it was cool that they were themed to punk rockers, mm-hmm. which I thought was really good. So I also give it a 5 out of 5. I really have no complaints.
Either did I.
All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the next scare zone. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Flaming Towers were back this year. That's a staple that's always on New York Street. Mm-hmm. So the next scare zone we're going to talk about is called Skull Lordz. So this one, it was kind of like a medieval scare zone. They've done medieval before in the past. But basically what this one was, basically the description is king and queen's rule. Beware, don't cross the kingdom of this precious thing. So it's basically on the fire towers in the front was a large statue of a king and queen.
Right.
And then they had some scare actors. There was a stilt walking. A skull king stilt walker, a skull prince, a skull princess, and lots of these minions of them that were in like black hoods.
And that was New York Street?
That was New York Street.
Okay, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think where that one was.
Yeah, so that one was pretty interesting.
It was.
It worked well, but I didn't really get the concept. What about you?
I didn't, what was this? What was the concept?
Right.
I didn't get it either, James.
Right.
But they scared me, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, it really was good, but I really did not understand that scare zone. Mm-mm. So, yeah.
There did I.
Yes. Your score for this one, Mom?
Jeez, that's going to be hard. They did scare me, but I didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. I would give it a 3 out of 5 because I really didn't understand it. What was the theme and stuff? So I didn't really get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 as well. It was good. I liked the sets. I liked that the Flaming Towers were back. Mm-hmm. I did like some of the characters, but I just didn't understand the theming. I think this was one that they had in mind on paper that looked good, but it really didn't execute as a good scare zone.
I hope it doesn't come back next year because I didn't understand it.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
So,
or this year, I meant to say.
Yes, I know what you meant. Yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about, this one was in a weird location. So if you guys know and you've been to the Universal theme park, you know that there is a new Fast and the Furious roller coaster that is being built. And it said that the opening date for it is supposed to be 2026. That's what the rumor is, but because they're building it so fast, it might be the end of 2025. Who knows?
Yeah. The track's going up really fast.
And then where this scare zone was kind of in front of Harry Potter and where the old Animal Actors stage used to be. So it was kind of in that weird area. So this one was really good, in my opinion. So here's the description. Your foolish runs into a murderous crow's nest. Now you must fear some flock that depend upon you and pick your bones clean. Basically, this one was really good. So they had one scare actor was kind of like a farmer or something, because it was supposed to take place in like a farmland. Mm-hmm. And then there was this animatronic baby crow, which was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
And then there was like 3 stilt walkers that were there, and then they had some crows that were not on stilts,
like running around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of them that you saw was Eileen Groth crow, a grandfather crow, a punk crow, a crow nest thing, and a baby crow. So those are just some of the characters that you saw. Mm-hmm. Really cool. Really did enjoy the scare zone. It was the smallest one out of it. So, it was good for where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I really did enjoy this one. So, I really don't have any complaints for this one. They needed something in that location, so I think that's why they did it. And originally, I don't think they were going to do the scare zone, but at the last minute, it came through.
Got it. Yeah.
So, your thoughts?
Really liked it. One of James's friends, patted me on the head. He knew me. But they were chasing me, running around in that scare zone. Really good. I really enjoyed it. The animatronics were great with the baby ones. I have no complaints.
Yeah. Really had no complaints for this one. I really did enjoy it. It was good. They needed a third scare zone, and I think that this worked perfectly for them. So, your score for this one?
Really good. No complaints. A 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
I have no complaints.
For me, I have to give it a 5 out of 5 too. I was happy. We spent a little time in that scare zone, so
we did.
So yeah, I have to give it a 5 out of 5 as well. Really had no complaints for this scare zone. So,
thumbs up on this one.
Yes. All right, so we're going to move to our next scare zone, which was located on French Street. So, to be honest, guys, we really did not go through the scare zone because you had to go through the Montrose 2 to get into the scare zone, and unfortunately, as you guys know, we did not go through that maze, so we couldn't see the scare zone, but we did watch the video of it, so it was good. So this one was themed to Luchadores Monstruosos. So it was basically these good guys and bad guys that were fighting, and they were supposed to be all Mexican wrestlers.
They had rings set up on that scare zone.
Yeah, it was, they had one giant ring, they had a small ring, and then there was all these movie posters, and it was just supposed to be monster, Mexican monsters that were fighting each other.
Right.
Which I thought was absolutely good. So it says the detail for this one was you're caught in the middle of a luchador horror film. 2 luchadors are going to the mat to face a horde of mass monsters. So, as I said, and these are some of the
wrestlers.
Some of this, you saw the Blue Death, the Green Devil, the Cave Monster. That's an interesting one.
Oh yeah.
The Horror Wolf, the Water Demon, the Skeleton Man, the Night Zombie, and the Bat. Those are just some of the characters that you saw. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, okay. And it was hard to tell which one was supposed to be when we watched the video, but
right.
But they were scaring good. Like, I really did enjoy it. So this score is going to be based off what we saw in the video, and the guy that did the video was really good. He got all of the scares, so I felt like I was going through that scare zone through the TV.
Me too, James.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, your thoughts on it? Do you really wish that we could have seen it in person?
I really wish.
But
you know what happened that night.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first one. It was one of the hottest days for Horror Nights, and half of the people left early because they just could not handle it.
But what I saw on YouTube when we were watching it, looked really, really good. I wish we went through it. Some of the characters I didn't get, you know, what they're supposed to do. But what I watched, it was really good. So, yeah.
So, your score for this one?
Some of them I didn't understand, but a 4 out of 5 for that reason.
Yeah. I think for me, because we didn't see it in person, you know, we only watched it on the video. If we saw it in person, then it would have been a 5 out of 5. So I have to agree with my mom. The only reason why it's a 4 out of 4 for both of us.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Sorry. Is
we didn't see it in person,
so we couldn't really tell.
Right.
All right, guys. So now we're gonna get to the next one. Oh boy. We're gonna start with the show that was there in 2023 and made a return in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, The Purge, Deadliest Watchers. This is a stunt show that they debuted in 2023 because it was brand new for that year. Marsha and I saw it. It was about a 20-minute show. And it was located in the Waterworld show arena. So basically, just a short plot is this politician who is one of the founding fathers. He goes to this private island, and then the purgers find him, and his security guards are trying to fight him, and then eventually the politician gets what he deserves. Mm-hmm. So from what people have told me, it was the exact same show from 2023. So if you saw it in 2023, there was no reason for you to
go see it again in 2024.
So, unfortunately, we did not watch the video of it. We didn't see it in person. So we don't have any scores for this one because, you know, if you guys want to see a full review of it, I will put a link down to my 2023 review video, and it's kind of towards the end, and you guys can see my review of this show. So that's all I have to really say about that. Your thoughts on that, Mom?
Feel the same way. I didn't want to watch the video because it was the same. It was good in 2023. I enjoyed it, but they could have changed it up for this year.
Right.
That's the only complaint I have.
Right.
Like new characters, new things. Right. They should have.
Right. So, I think we're going to talk to the show that we actually saw on opening night, which was a brand new one. This literally was announced the last minute. It was announced a couple of days before
Horror Nights.
Like, I think it was like 2 weeks before Horror Nights opened. This was located in the DreamWorks Theater. It was called Late Night with Chucky. So this was, as I said, this was located in the DreamWorks Theater. And basically the description is Chucky, your host, and he's ready to roast. Be in the audience for his Killer Live talk show where Chucky will answer questions in real time. So, basically what the setup for the show is you enter the DreamWorks Theater, you're in the DreamWorks Theater pre-show, and there is a girl who is hyping you up for questions and saying that, hey, you're going to go into Chucky, you're going to see Chucky and all that stuff, and then the guests that were supposed to be on the show were not there. It's supposed to be like that because that's part of the show. And then there was a QR code that came on the screen, and that's where you would submit your questions. And then they would pick the best questions that Chucky would answer during the show.
Right. So
then you go into the auditorium, and you sit down in the seats, and then there's a hype man that is like kind of like
the producer, I think.
Not the producer. He's like the hype man. He's getting you ready. So if you ever watch like Jimmy Kimmel or
Jimmy Fallon or something,
Jimmy Fallon, he has his hype man.
Yes.
That's kind of like his sidekick. Yeah. That's what it is, and he's like basically getting you ready, getting you hyped up, and then he's the one that gets the questions on the tablet that asks Chucky, that is a puppeteer, and then someone's also doing the voice for Chucky as well.
I think the person that does Chucky is under the desk.
No. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that is.
No.
But Chucky answers a few questions, and then he's basically saying that that the producer Diane is, ruining his show. He said, "I'm going to go kill." He goes kill Diane, his producer, and then the hype man says, "Hey, you better get out of here before,
Chucky kills you."
And then that's the show. So it's basically Chucky answers live questions, and I think we saw that show like twice in one night.
We did, twice.
It was good.
It was really good.
Yeah. So that's the premise of the show. If you guys want to check out Late Night with Chucky, there's lots of videos on YouTube. But yeah, so I really did enjoy this show. So I don't know if it's going to come back for 2025. If it does, I definitely would see it again. Maybe if they change it up, but who knows?
Right.
But your thoughts, Mom?
I really liked the show. It was entertaining. You got to get cooled off in the theater.
Yes.
Really interesting. So yeah, I really like this one. So I give it a 5 out of 5. It was really good.
Yeah, a 5 out of 5 for me too. No one was really expecting this show to come. This was a last minute. It literally was announced like 2 weeks before the event started, and on that hot day, that was air conditioning. You got to sit down for like 10 minutes and got to cool off.
Right.
So it was worth everything.
And we did see it twice that night, and it was really, really good.
It was really good. Yeah, it was worth it.
It was.
Okay, guys. So that is it. That is everything that was there for 2024 Hollywood. We have made it to the end, Mom.
We did.
Yeah. So, your overall thoughts about this year's event?
Really good. The mazes that we did go through were really good.
And then some of them we wish we could have gone in person.
Right. But like we said, it was so hot that day. So, overall, I wish we could see more mazes, but I just couldn't handle the heat anymore. The mazes that we did see were really, really good. I think we saw 3 of them.
We did see 3 of them. They were all located downstairs on the lower lot.
And I wish we saw the Terror Tram because everybody said the Terror Tram was good.
Right.
But overall, what I saw was really, really good.
So this year was a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me personally, too, I enjoyed the mazes that we went through. I think we hit the 3 best mazes out of the park.
Right.
The only thing I wish we did the Terror Tram because everyone said the Terror Tram was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to see the Chucky show instead of the Purge.
Right.
I
didn't want to see the Purge anyway.
I would have kicked myself if we didn't see the Late Night with Chucky because I wasn't sure how that was going to happen. But yeah, so overall, a really good year for Horror Nights. Can't wait to see what things are coming this year for 2025.
I can't wait either.
Yes, so Mom, your final thoughts before we wrap up this video?
Really good. I wish we saw more mazes, but for the reason that we described, we couldn't. But this year we are going to see all the mazes.
Because we're planning to go more days, and
yeah,
we might have some surprises coming that we're not going to say yet, but we might be doing something that we haven't done for Horror Nights, for the first time this year. That might be a new experience for us.
Right.
But we're not going to say what it is yet.
But, the things I saw were really, really good.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, for me, I really did enjoy it. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up part 3 of our Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2024 video. So I have some videos that I am currently working on that will be coming out in the next week or so. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know what they're going to be. But I do have some food reviews that I'm going to be filming soon. Some movie reviews. I'm also working on some of the history videos. So I'm working on the next history series, which is going to be Halloween Horror Nights 2011 Hollywood. So I'm working on that as well. So videos are coming. Just thank you for being patient with me. So more videos, more podcasts are on their way. So if you want to follow my co-host, my mom Marsha, she has X, aka Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow her on there. You can follow me on my social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for now until we find out what happens with TikTok. And that's pretty much it. So I was your host, James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20. I want to thank my co-host for Marsha for joining me again.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you guys. We will either see you or I will see you for the next video, depending on what it is and what we are doing. It might be me, or it might be us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a good rest of your day, evening, night, or late night whenever you're watching this YouTube video on YouTube or listening to this podcast on Amazon Music Podcast or Apple Podcasts. Bye-bye.